Welcome to MAXTech Powered by kvCORE. Your broker got done setting up their information. All the websites are live. Your Boosh stuff just carried over. You get the invite from kvCORE. You log into Max Center, click on MAXTech Powered by kvCORE, and it takes you to the platform. Now what? So this little class is going to be a short version of things that you can be doing to really help yourself get prepared and understand how to navigate through the dashboard. They're really simple things. And then I have other videos where we'll get into lead gen and smart codes, smart campaigns, all of this great stuff. So really quick, you get your invitation, you log in, you are going to see these blue bubbles popping up over on the bottom left side of your screen. Until you watch all those videos and go through those steps, those bubbles will not go away. So definitely from beginning, go through those steps. It will give you a really good understanding of how the dashboard works, all of the cool stuff and features that just opened up and available to you. One thing I will let you know is when it comes to navigating your profile, it is going to be like a basic kvCORE user, not necessarily a RE/MAX agent. So it's going to walk you through how to get to your profile, and it wants you to edit through here. Go through the steps so that bubble gets marked off, but just know everything that is pulling over in your about section on your website, that is actually pulling over from your profile in Max Center. So your social networks, your title, whatever it may be, is all going to be inside of your profile in Max Center. It carries over to your website. So we don't do much editing in this section. That's all pulling over from your Max Center profile. So just know that. Don't not do that step. Go through the, click the buttons it wants you to click. Just know that's not where we edit our profile. It is in Max Center because we're all part of the RE/MAX network, and the welcome steps are more of a just kvCORE generic. So most people, that is where they're updating their profile. So don't worry about that. Make sure to go through all of those bubbles. It's really going to help you. You can add in your signature, all of that. One thing is in settings, as you start getting emails and leads, even the ones that are pulling over from Boosh, which, just so you know, some people are like, I've never used Boosh. It doesn't matter. If you've been with RE/MAX for a long time, we've had eNeighborhoods, Reliance, Homes, Boosh. Every single platform we've ever had, our contacts have migrated over. They did the same with Boosh. Even if you didn't use Boosh, your leads from remax.com, from Global RE/MAX, from your office website, if they used Boosh, those all funneled into Boosh, whether you knew you had contacts in there or not. But just think, however long you've been with RE/MAX, you have contacts in your Boosh. They've all migrated over. They are under source for Boosh CRM if you wanted to go find them. You're going to start receiving emails every day. kvCORE is going to try to help you convert some of these people. So you're going to get those emails. And this is basically where we can change those settings a little bit. Here's where you toggle over by default. Any leads that you import, bring over, come into your website, they're going to be private. The broker, has all we see is private lead. Anything that comes in maybe from remax.com, from the broker site, we will see the name. I don't know. I've never really paid much attention other than being able to help the agents when they're not sure what's going on with a lead or how to find information. So a lot of my agents actually didn't want their leads private because then they knew I couldn't help them. Totally up to you, whatever you decide to do. Same thing with teams. If you're on a team, if you don't want the team leader to be able to see that. If I am going on vacation, I don't want to be on lead rotation, I'm going to go on vacation. Take me out of the rotation. It's going to have you put in dates. I think I see this because I'm staff. So obviously I don't need leads. So I will turn that off for myself. But as an agent, I don't think you see the place out of rotation, but you do have the vacation. So if you're going on a cruise and don't want to be getting all the leads or whatnot, put yourself on vacation mode. Otherwise, you can share those leads and all that fun stuff. But just so you know where that's at. This is going to be a daily call creation, meaning you are going to get an email from kvCORE telling you who you should be calling, reaching out to. Let's try to convert these leads. Right now, it may just be your database. As leads start funneling in based on their behaviors, activities, correspondence, obviously that, you'll have more direction of why you're calling these people. But here's the different statuses on the calls that you're supposed to be making. Create auto calls for me each day. Create calls on the weekends if you're willing to work the weekends. By default, it's not on there. How many calls are you willing to do each day? So by default, it is 10. Maybe you're like, let's start with 5 and see how it goes. Or let's be ambitious and say, I'm going to do my 10 calls a day. I've been told I need to do a power hour for the longest time. I never do it. kvCORE is making it easy for you to set those goals and achieve them. So that's the number of calls to create. And what time? Not everybody's like me and wants this stuff at 4 a.m. Maybe you stay up really late. Like when I'm waking up, you're going to sleep. Maybe you're like, send it to me at 9:30 because that's when I'm going to start to make those calls and I'm going to do them. And I'm going to start the rest of my day knowing I did that. It's going to be just like exercise, like get it out of the way. And then you feel so great at the end of the day. So think about that. It could be go work out, do your calls. And how liberating is that to actually accomplish all of those goals before 10 o'clock? So go ahead and set up the time you want that email to go. And if you don't want this email to come on holidays, go ahead and click that so those emails don't come on those days. So I'm going to go ahead and toggle all these days. If I can click, there we go. New mouse, and it's super, super tricky. All right. So I've got that set up. I'm going to go ahead and take that off for vacation, put myself on out of rotation because I don't need leads. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and click save. So that's basically all we have to do besides you'll set up your email or your signature and stuff. You'll be able to do that through those steps. It's going to walk you through all of that fun stuff. Now, it's like, I have a website. Well, how do I get to it? Okay, you're going to come over here to Web and IDX. You're going to come over to Website Settings. And there we go. So this is my website. It will mirror whatever office you're at. So if they actually enhanced your website, it should mirror what the office already set up, which is fantastic. But just know you still have full custom design to be able to modify that. But if they did set it up, they may have, like mine, had all these featured areas for me and all that had, featured areas, and I was able to change some stuff. So I'm going to show you, and this is kind of like a default of what we have. Your information pulls in. It's pulling in your bio from your Mac Center profile. It's pulling in the office profiles, their photo. If it's pixelated, maybe tell them to take a better photo and enhance it. Our photos weren't that big before, so it didn't really matter. But now, if you have an older photo or a very small size photo of your office, it looks horrible. Go get it redone. Easy as pie. So ours does. It was horrible. So I just made like a quick graphic that we could use for our office until we get a better photo. Again, that's also pulling from the office profile. We can't edit that. It's the office information. If the office has the broker information and their whole life story, tell them to put that on their profile and make it more generic. We don't need all of their information there. Just saying that. Then we have featured areas. This is pretty cool. It's part of the semi-customized site that Remax has given us. I absolutely love this. When I had kvCORE, we did not have this cool feature, which I absolutely loved. One of my favorite parts about this. So we're going to go over and kind of review what all these settings are. So when I come over to my web and IDX, my website settings template, it's the Remax template. I don't even know that we can really change that. I don't think we can. I think it's just always Remax unless you pay to have it customized with your own branded template on there. Select a widget bundle. There's some that you can do. I prefer to add my own just because I like the look of these featured widgets. And if you replace it with something else, it's going to take those away and add something different. I like to add my own widgets, and we'll cover that in just a minute. Let's see here. Your primary color, I can change that. So I have a pinwheel. I can change whatever color I want. I can also do the drop down. And it's weird. My drop, like on the screens, I noticed that doesn't happen. You can't see the drop down in selection. But just know you can change this color. If you do, make sure to save it. Just so you know, I have a video on my header. So I like it. It's like a Remax agent working. I think it's great. On a mobile device, they don't show the video. Obviously, we want your site to be mobile responsive. So the video is not very mobile friendly. So you can choose or upload your own photos up here. So they have a lot of stock photos that you could use, but you can also come down here, upload your own. I say to make it area specific so people know where you're at. So, like this office, beachside, maybe beachy photos or something like that. So, upload your own. It's 1600 by 650. You can pretty much set up that template inside of Canva, go to Elements and start doing a search for your area photos, pop them in there, save it, upload. Makes it look dynamic. It's not necessarily an automatic slideshow, but you can add multiple photos. And what that does, every time someone goes to your homepage, it's going to be one of those photos that you have selected, same as on the mobile device. So it is nice. Every time somebody's searching, they click home, they may see a different photo. So upload as many as you want. It's all good. Then make sure you save it there. This would be a secondary logo. Not sure if you saw that. So if you have your own branding logo, put it there. It's going to be right there next to the office branding. So that is nice that you can add that. These don't really do much of anything because of the template that we have. So doesn't really, I don't mandate the phone number. It really decreases your lead amount. Forced registration, you have the option to choose which registration you want. Do you want their normal is after somebody views one property, they're going to have that forced registration pop up. It's going to be a lead generation for you. Or you could require registration after how many properties do they view. So you can choose that. Or you can say, don't ever ask anybody to register. You'll probably never get leads that way. I wouldn't really advise doing that. Maybe you say prompt registration, but don't require visitors to register, meaning that pop-up box comes up, but they can X out of it and not forced to register. I kind of like that for me personally. That's how I've always had it, like on my own personal website and stuff. But that's completely up to you. You get to decide, what do you want to do? Just remember, if you make any changes, click that blue save button. Website title, that is pulling up right here. So I just put something in there. You could have your rock star realtor, whatever you want. The homepage description. So when somebody goes to Google Heather Holiday, they'll see Heather Holiday, and then they're going to see the Remax Socialite. Then they're going to see Heather Holiday or Social Marketing Nut. I just threw stuff in there. That's what people see when they go to Google. That's what's going to appear in those search results. Ask unit number, I would keep that there, especially if you have condos or townhomes. If somebody's going onto that sell page and putting in their address, if it is a condo or townhouse, it has that unit also. So that way they can put that in, which is vital information when you are doing townhouses, condos, all that fun stuff. This information, unless you have custom coding, you probably won't use it. I did notice Follow-Up Boss. You can integrate the kvCORE and Follow-Up Boss. When you go into your settings, it's going to give you a HTML code. You're going to put that right in. It says to put it in the body. That's where you would put this coding. And a lot of different programs, third parties, it'll have like, add this to your website, add it to the header, add it to the footer, add it to the body. That's where you're going to add in that custom HTML. And it's just behind the scenes connecting the two services together. So other than that, I don't know that you'll ever use that. Let's see, Facebook ID. If you have a Facebook page, you can add in that page ID number found in your about at the bottom to be able to have that messenger chat ability on your site. Of course, all of your information that does pull straight over from Max Center. So do that. The Zillow reviews. I have found it's not quite working, but it's not kvCORE. It stopped working on Boosh a few months ago and other website platforms. So I'm thinking Zillow made a change. So that's not working. We have to manually add those. And I'll show you where to do that in just a moment. If you want the video, you can have any video that's on YouTube. Find the YouTube ID is everything after that equal sign. throw that in there, make sure to save. Now you have a video header, which is exactly what I did. None of these, because of our template, those don't really do anything. This is your navigation. So from by default, the search homes says search. The cell label says sell. I wanted it to say something different. So I just changed it and saved it. These, I'm not sure unless the office puts lenders in. I haven't seen that on my site. Resources, as you add custom content pages, it will be under that resource block. Agents, that's just going to be my information. This doesn't show up. I think I tried to put that in there. Let's see. These are custom pages that I can add for navigation. If I go into my custom navigation or custom pages, add a page, all of the pages that I have created are here, and I can go and add it to, so I can say, visit my website. If I click save, you'll see it up here. So I already have one, and I have no idea what the visit my website, where that goes. And I don't like it when it drags. So that's probably why I didn't have it. So, okay. So, and I was going to put in MAXTech tips. So I'm going to remove that because I don't like it when it overlaps, or I have to change the names and stuff like that. So I can just, done. Same thing. Now I can add as many custom pages as I want for that header, but I also can do categories. So that's where this comes into place, is I actually have categories. So I created pages, content pages. I put them in a category, and now I could use that category as a full drop-down menu. So that's how I did that. And just keep going down, down, down. This is going to be your listing carousels. That is down here below. You have your listing carousels. I decided to put in listings for specific areas that I have in my area section. So I just put in different listings. As you can see, I changed the color. So instead of it being the Remax blue, it's kind of aqua-y. So I was able to change that. You can change it to any color you want. Other options that you're going to have for your carousels. So I have area, but I could say my listings. I could say just listed. I could have just reduced. I could have open houses. If I have a lot of sold listings, I can put in my sold listings, or I liked area. That made sense. So I did that. Now I have to put in one of my areas and save. So I did that for those. So you can choose whichever one you want, or you can turn them off if you don't want them. Make sure to go in and add your Google Analytics. Super easy, but it will track everything on your site. Even if you don't have any idea what that is, go set it up. It's free. Track all, put in the ID, click save, and maybe one day you'll go in there and you're like, wow, I get a lot of traffic from Facebook or my YouTube videos, or I just like knowing where my traffic is coming from and where my leads are coming from, what pages, what listings, if I'm doing squeeze pages. I just like to know that information. Even if you only do it once a year, it's kind of fun data. I geek out on it. Put that Google Analytics in there just so it's there from day one. Agents, I don't think I do anything with any of this. Let's go. Let's go down here. Oh, if you want your agent info for your tagline, let me show you what that is. Let me see if I refresh. That's going to put your cell phone and your email. You may want that. Instead of it saying the Remax Socialite, it's going to have my cell phone and email. I do not need that public, so that's why I don't have it there. All right, so where was that? Agent info. Okay, nope, we're good. Okay, this is what kind of properties do you want to show up on your website when people are searching? If you want rentals coming soon, multifamilies, all of that, add it all in there. So that way, you have everything available. I just have a couple on there. Just remember, if you make a change, click save. And let's see, going down. How do you want your listings to show up? By default, it's going to be by highest price first, going down to the lowest price. I like the days on the website, so that way it shows up with the just listed banner. I like that. Same thing with how do you want your listings to display? I personally like map because it shows the map, interactive map, and then all the properties on the right side. As I zoom in or interact with that map, the properties change over on the right. I personally like that. It's very interactive. If it is just a grid, it's going to be your properties, in rows along the page. And if you have a list, It's just going to be the properties going down on a list. I like the interactiveness of the map, so I keep it there. And then popular options, if you wanted to add in more like pool 55 plus, there's a lot of different things that you could just go in and add. There's tons of options. And that's where, when you're in that more advanced search, it'll display there. So if your area is a little unique, maybe add that or see what it's like and then add it and see how that changes everything. So lots of great things. That is going to be your website settings, pretty much for your homepage, your colors, all of that fun stuff. But to really get some really fun stuff, you can go to your website content. This is where again, I don't know what's going on with the Zillow, but Zillow's not connecting. So I'm just copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, adding in all my reviews so they actually show up on my homepage. So manually add the reviews. Hopefully by the time you watch this video, Zillow Connect will be there. And then all you have to do is just put in your email or your screen name or both so that everything pulls over and it's automatically synced. That would be wonderful. We have your service areas and SEO. This is where you'll have a button to add everything. That is going to be add basically every city that's ever been added into the MLSs that that are pulling in. Most do not just have one MLS, they have multiple MLSs. I personally don't like doing that. It turns this area down here into ridiculousness. It'll be, right now I have 2 rows. If you add everything, it's going to be like this long of these little teeny cities. Great for SEO, but unless you're wanting to travel 5 hours to do, property because you have leads on cities you don't service, I like to do it manually. That's just how I do it. Add in all of your cities. This is where you're going to add in keywords. I pretty much do like a formula. I just copy paste. Make sure every time you change something on this row, click save. Also, if you have information you want to show up above the default, this is where you can do the HTML or add text. Not 100% sure how the text shows up. So what I do is I actually go to a custom page or a blog, and then I create my page. I copy the HTML. I save the blog as a draft so it doesn't go public. And then I paste the HTML in here and then I save. That way I have content above the fold. So that's just kind of what I do. So you go through, add in all your cities. It's super easy just to add in. I personally found better results by making sure you'll have a lot of different ways that you can choose. Area is one. You have school districts, all of that. I found this city actually gives me nice results. Area is open. It seems to be a lot bigger than the actual city. So I like the city. It gives me better, more true results, I feel. So I do use city whenever I'm adding in any of the searches. And of course, you have custom pages. So you can add in all the custom pages you want. Like here, I'll go in here and edit. So I have Elite Agent Hub. I put it under the About section. I didn't need to create content. You can create your own content right here in this little wizard. Or if you have another site you wanted to go to, add that URL. I did that with all of my featured searches. I actually I made custom pages using the URLs from the areas we cover. Because on like our office site, that is the site that may have content above the default that I did. So I use that, and that's where I got that featured areas under my categories. So I add in that, then I go ahead and save, and you can add as many custom pages as you want. Widgets. Widgets are super cool because by default, whatever was on the office will be there, and you will see a gray bar that says, if you change this, basically you'll no longer mirror the office website. So I said, okay, because I wanted different photos and cities than the office. So I just came over here and I could add in the parent and basically go back to mirroring, but I had my new featured area widget. But you see, you have like a new custom widget. You could add in your own photo, your own banner, text, or anything like that. It is all HTML. But again, my cheat is I go into the blog, I create it, save it as a draft after I copy the HTML source code. And then I'll add it because you'll see it just wants HTML. I can't build anything inside of there, but you can build it inside of a blog. So that's just my workaround right now. Meet the team. Not sure that you'd want to display. I think it shows like 20 of your agents. Let's see. You can play with all of these and see which ones you like. And that's all. You can even rearrange your widgets and how you want them to display on your website. Super, super awesome. Then also, if you have a completely separate website, maybe you have WordPress, maybe you have Wix, Weebly, something like that, you actually now have widgets you can add on to another website. So you can come over here. I want a property search. So these are the different codes. These are perfect for mobile friendly as well as a WordPress. You know, most of the time we can have those little side banners on WordPress. You can add the code right there. And you see it's just a little different. I'm not even sure. These are basically the same. So full size and small. They both look the same. Okay. Well, they look the same to me, but apparently this one's small and that one's full size. They look the same, but I can see that. And even the size is the same. So I know enough to get in trouble when it comes to HTML. So you could add that to your side. Website widget. Just know, don't add it thinking that's the size, because as soon as somebody goes to map search, it's going to open full, just like a map search. So this is great to add to a completely standalone page to be able to say search properties now on a different website. And now you have the full search. Everything will go and sync into your kvCORE. So it's like you're able to create leads from another source website and everything stays in one place. We love that. And then here's seller evaluation. Pretty much add this little banner anywhere you want. And usually some of them I'm allowed to change, like the coloring and stuff, but I'd have to do some research on that. I see like the frame border and stuff like that, but I don't see where I could change that button to be a different color. Some widgets allow me, some don't, but you can add this to any other website. It's awesome. All right. Make sure you complete all your circles. Make sure you come over here, support and training. Come down here to the learning portal. This is awesome. This agent quick start guide for the next week. Now that you're live, have your coffee and dedicate 15 to 20 minutes every morning for the next week to go through your quick start guide. It is awesome. It's going to have all sorts of great things and little bite-sized nuggets to help you understand the dashboard. And before you can go into building text codes and squeeze pages and landing pages and all these awesome features, you really need a strong foundation understanding of what this dashboard is and all the tools you have so that you can, you know, be able to work your leads and all that fun stuff. So that's it for just the basics. Definitely go into, let me go to the dashboard because I know there was, you need to download your app, send it, you know, however, whatever you have, that's your mobile app. It's awesome. And then of course, if you do open houses, whoop, whoop, this is awesome. Make sure to send that over to yourself. Your open houses will never be the same. It's going to be amazing. So make sure you download those. They're fantastic. Nope, I don't want to go there and confuse you because that's another training. Courses, quick start guide. That's going to be what you need to do. You can view the live training calendar, the learning portal. Let me see here. I think that's what I just showed you. Yes, it is. View training calendar. So this is going to be all of kvCORE, not specific to Remax, but this is the link tree. So maybe save that. I'll put that in the YouTube comments. This is awesome. These are kvCORE training specific to Remax, I also have all of these links. If you go to Social Marketing Nut, click on my MAXTech. I have the what's next for agents. That's my mandatory. Like you have to watch this week 1, then do your quick start guide after you finish your blue buttons. When you come here, I like these past recordings. If you're like me, wake up super early. I don't need to be on a live recording. I can just watch one that's pre-done and I'll just click on one of these links and play that. And you can go down. There are a ton of videos. Or if you're a live person, that's when you come over here and you register for an upcoming training. If you're an agent, do the agents, brokers, do brokers. And of course, if you have a long list of really specific questions, this Ask Me Anything is awesome. It's basically a open hour, office hour, something like that. You click on that. They have like a Zoom room full of people, like a support people. You go in there, you ask your questions, you pop back out. So I just keep my list of questions. I go in there, I get them fixed, and boom, I'm out. So that's been super helpful. Of course, you can always use the chat button. I will say it is normally when I had kvCORE, this was awesome, but they're onboarding a lot of people. So they seem to be super busy. But hopefully, once the dust settles, my chat little widget will be awesome again. Right now, it feels like it's taking forever to get support that way. Of course, you can email support to get it that way as well. But hopefully this helps you at least somewhat understand what you should be doing. And then, of course, my next videos will go dive deeper into all of the other goodies that we have. So that's it for right now. Chat later. Bye.